Welcome back to the Aldo Sweet Road of the show here on MLB The Show 16. This is going to be episode 11 of the series, and we're going to be hopping straight into a game against the Pawtucket Red Sox here in the bottom half of the first. Runner on second as Aldo takes that 1-0 count into left field opposite way for a single. The runner is going to score all the way from... Oh, he's not, correction. He is going to be gunned down from left field as he decided to test the left fielder arm. I believe that's Brennan Bosch in left field. And now we're in the field here. Runners on the corners. A 4-6-3 double play, tailor-made, as we end that game with only one hit. 1 for 4 with a single, and we end up losing to Pawtucket. I believe that's 8-2. And now we're going to move into another game, but this time against the Norfolk Tides, as we're starting a series against them on the road here in the top half of the first. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch, as Sweet takes this one up the middle for a single. That's going to land in front of the center fielder. He has some trouble with it, so the guy from second is able to score. And that's going to be an RBI single for Aldo Sweet. So later on in the game, he'll come up. He's 1 for 3 with a single so far. Top half of the seventh with the runner on first. Nobody out. And Aldo has a 1-0 count on him. Hitting from the left-handed side of the plate. Here comes the pitch. Some showtime hitting. And Aldo is going to take this one into right field, pull that one in front of the right fielder, and he got himself a little base hit there, and he just moves the other runner up to second base. So Aldo ends up going 2 for 5 on that day with a run and an RBI as the Clippers beat the Tides by a score of 5-1. And now, another trade happened. The Tigers are giving us Shane Green, Alex Wilson, and Cameron Maybin, and we're giving the Tigers Yunel Escobar. More trades, none of them are me. What do you know? So now we're moving into another game against the Norfolk Tides, top half of the sixth. 2 outs, nobody on. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat, tied at 1. As Aldo's taking this one to right field, it's going to be back. It's at the track, it's at the wall, and it's off the wall. As Aldo holds up at second base, he's got himself a double. The throw gets away from the cutoff man, but the pitcher is there to back that one up. As that's going to be a double for Aldo Sweet. Comes up later on in the game, top half of the eighth, down by 1, runner on second. 1 for 3 so far with a double. So 1 on, 1 out. 1-1 count on Sweet. Here comes the pitch as he's taking that one past the first baseman. He got down on one knee, put his glove there, but it got past his glove. So a single for Sweet there as he picks up yet another hit in the day as he goes 2 for 4, picks up a multi-hit game, but they do lose to the Tides by a score of 5-3. And now we're going to be changing our stance a bit, changing it to Alex Rodriguez. Someone actually requested this, and I've also been thinking about doing it, so I figured, hey, someone wants to see it, why not do it? I figure your name is whoever requested it, but I just know you did request it. So here we're starting things off against the Charlotte Knights, as it's a 6-4-3 tailor-made double play in the field, turned by Aldo. And now, top half of the third, Aldo's at the plate, 0 for 1 with a pop-out back in his first plate appearance. So we're here in the top half of the third, 0-2 count, up 3-0. Here comes the pitch. Aldo's taking this one to deep center field. It's going to be back, and it's over the head of the center fielder off the bottom of the wall as Sweet holds up at second base with a stand-up double. Throw gets away from the third baseman to the dugout, but the catcher is there to back that one up as Sweet thought about trying to go on that one, but he decided to hold up at second base. So he's 1 for 3 so far on the day here in the top half of the seventh. Scores 3-2, Columbus over Charlotte. Nobody on, nobody out. 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch as Sweet's taking that one to deep right field. It's back. It's at the track. It's at the wall, and it's out of here. Sweet like candy. It's gone. Home run. I believe that's his 7th of the season. 368 feet. As he takes, I believe he tied the game on that one, or took a 1-run lead or something like that. So the Clippers do up winning this game 4-3 over the Knights. And now, after this game, more trades. The Royals give us Joakim Soria. We give them a catcher, Roberto Perez. We're not done there. The Astros give us Joel Blanco, Josh Fields, and Wandy Rodriguez, all pitchers, one of them being a guy in his late 30s, for Carlos Santana. I don't understand any of these trades they're making as we're in the field here, making a 6-4-3 double play in the showtime. Dive to our right, just a snazzy play there. As later in the game we come up 0 for 1 on the day so far with a strikeout in our first at-bat. Top half of the third, 1 on, 1 out, 2-0 count to Aldo. Here comes the pitch as he's taking this one into left center field. That's going to get into the gap, but the center fielder cuts it off pretty quickly. Aldo's able to move up to second base on the throw to the cutoff guy, though. and the other lead runner moves at the third base. So coming up yet again here, top half of the 5th now, 1 out, nobody on. Up 2-0 over Charlotte, as here comes the first pitch of the AB, as Aldo takes that one into center field with a single. So he's got himself a nice single there, and a 2-hit game so far on this day with a single and a double. And he would finish the game as a 2-hit game. 2 for 5 on the day, double, run. Clippers end up shutting out the Knights by a score of 3-0. So moving on to our next game, as last month we hit 275 with 1 home run and 7 RBI, with 102 at-bats in that month, and now we're going to start this next month, which is August. So coming up here, our first at-bat of the game, hitting 270 on the season. 2 for 1 on the 2 for 1 count. 2 outs, nobody on. Here comes the pitch as Aldo takes the one down the left field line, pulls it. It'll roll all the way up against the wall, as Sweet has himself into second base, standing up as the throw gets into the cutoff man. He's got himself an easy stand-up double. And that comes up later on in the game in his next at-bat. Bottom half of the 3rd, tied at 1. Sweet digs in at the right-handed side, digs in as a right-handed hitter, correction. And here comes the pitch. Hard hit ground ball or line drive into the ground at the shortstop. He has some trouble with it, so they're going to rule that a base hit. No error due to difficulty to field. So Aldo's 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a single as he comes up here in the bottom half of the 5th. Down 3-1 to the Indianapolis Indians, the AAA affiliate to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here comes the pitch, as Sweet's taking this one to deep left field. That's out of here, no doubt about that one. Aldo Sweet connects with his, I think that may be his 7th. Maybe that's his 7th. A 400-plus foot home run, 406 feet to be exact, as he's 3 for 4 on the day with a home run, a double, and a single, as they're tied with the Indians here 4-4. Bottom half of the 9th, runner on first, some showtime hitting, as Sweet's taking this one into right center field. That's going to land. He's got extra bases guaranteed. The runner from first is going to head into second or third base. He's going to hold up there. Aldo thinks he's going to third, so he tries to go to third. Or he thinks he's going home, so he's going to try to go to third, but he ends up having to dive back to second, and he's safe. As Aldo Sweet goes 4 for 5 in the day with 1 home run, 2 RBI, and the Clippers end up winning by a score of 5-4. So moving on to the next game, a little bit of opposing here before the game. 4 hits last game, so you got to capitalize on that, or prove that you are definitely not a fluke there with the 4 hits. So bottom half of the 1st, 1-0 Columbus lead here, as Aldo's taking this one opposite way using all fields. That's going to land in the gap. Guaranteed extra bases. Runner's going to score. Aldo's going to hold up at second, despite the pitching coach over there being the big windmill. Not the pitching coach, what am I saying? The third base coach being the big windmill. And Aldo takes the safe way out and just settles for a double. So here we are, bases loaded in the bottom half of the 2nd, I believe. Up 3-0. Some showtime hitting, as Sweet's going to connect on this one, take it right back up the middle, almost takes the pitcher's head off with it. 1 run scores. Here comes the 2nd run, as he scores as well. The runner from first goes to third. Aldo holds up at first as he picks up a 2 RBI single, and he ends up getting 2 hits on that day. 2 for 4 with a double, 3 RBI, and the Columbus Clippers end up winning 7-3 over Indianapolis. And moving on into a series against the Louisville Bats, up 1-0 here in the top half of the 3rd, I think that is. 1-0 count, 2 outs, nobody on. Here comes the pitch, as Aldo's taken that one into the right center field gap. They took a bad route to it, so Aldo's able to get it into center, or he's able to get to second. They struggle with it, and he's able to get to third. They're only going to count that as a double, though, as he moved to third on the error they committed over in right center. So that's only a double. Comes up later, bottom half of the 3rd in the field, ranges to his left, about 2 steps, fires over to first, then retires the runner. Great reaction, good throw decision, just a solid play from Aldo in the field. So comes up later in the game at the plate. 1 for 2 so far in the day with a double. Like I said, they only counted it for a double. Top half of the 5th, 3-0 lead for Columbus, as Aldo's drawing a full count walk, correction, as he takes his base, and it's now 1 for 3 of the day, with a walk, a double, and a run, as Columbus is up 10-1, or 13-2 here, correction, as top half of the 5th, Aldo takes this one to deep right field. That's back. It's at the track, and it's off the midsection of the wall as 1 run's going to score. The 2nd runner is going to try to score as he does, and Aldo has himself a triple. So he's got a triple, a double, and a single on the day. In a 3-hit day, or no, correction, 2-hit day. 2-hit day on 5 at-bats, a double, a triple, 2 RBI, a run, and the Clippers end up winning 15-2. Columbus Now, in this next game, up 6-2 here in the top half of the 6th, I believe that is. And it's nobody on, 1 out. Here comes the first pitch of the AB as Aldo Sweet connects on that one. You can kiss that one goodbye. Aldo Sweet connects on his 8th home run of the season as that is gone. No doubter, 396 feet, just barely under 400 feet. And the Clippers end up winning this game by a score of 8-3 over the Louisville Bats. Moving on into our next game here against the Louisville Bats as well, hitting .280 on the season with 8 home runs, 46 RBI. And here in the top half of the first inning, 1 runner on second, 1 out. Aldo's taking this one over the head of the first baseman, almost takes his head off with it. Runner's going to score from his second as Aldo has himself an RBI single here in the top half of the first to put the Clippers up 2-0. So later on, we skip ahead here, bottom half of the 6th, 6-1 Columbus lead. As we're in the field here, some showtime as Aldo's jumping straight up, and he snags that one out of the air. Jumping catch on the liner into right field, or left field, as that's going to be a nice play in the field. 1 for 5 on the day as Aldo and the Clippers end up winning 7-1 over Louisville. Now into a series against the Toledo Bats, here down 3-0. In the top half of the third, 2-0 count, 2 on, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch as Aldo's taking this one to deep right center field. That's going to be back. It's going to be off the glove of the center fielder, so that's going to be an error. No base hit, but Aldo's going to get himself into third base nonetheless, scoring 2 runs. Just an all-around solid at-bat for him, despite not getting a hit. So here in the field, in the bottom half of the 5th, it's a 4-6-3 double play on the snazzy all-around play. The nice dive from the second baseman, the nice spin from Sweet, and the nice scoop from the first baseman. So now here in the top half of the 7th, down by 1, 5-4. Nobody on, 1 out. Here comes the first pitch of the AB as he hits a little dribbler down the third base line. Catcher gets to it rather quickly, but Aldo's got the speed to beat it out as he gets himself a base hit, and he extends his hitting streak to 8 games. Ends up going 1 for 4 in the day with a run, although falling to the Mud Hens by a score of 6-4. So coming up here, trying to extend his hit streak to 9 games as he's hitting .395 during his 8-game hitting streak. Top half of the first, full count, 2 outs, nobody on, as he draws a walk. So that's a full count walk, no hits. Hit streak is still only 8 games, but he comes up here in his second plate appearance, as it's only his first official at bat, as the first one was a walk. So runner on first, 1 out, 0-1 count, as Sweet takes that one past the diving glove of the shortstop, and that's a 9-game hitting streak. Extends his hitting streak. The runner from first is able to advance over to third base, as Aldo gets the job done, and now comes up later on in the game, 1 for 2 with a single. Also has a walk on the day here in the top half of the 8th. Down 7-3, 1 on, nobody out, 1-2 count. Takes that one right off the pitcher's leg. Gonna ricochet over to the third baseman as Aldo's able to pick up a base hit on the ground ball right off the pitcher's leg. He goes 2 for 3 in the day with a run. Also walked on the day, but they do fall 7-3 to the Mud Hens. Moving on to the next game, trying to extend his hitting streak still. 0 for 1 in the day with a ground-out RBI in his previous at-bat. So top half of the 4th, 2 runners on, nobody out. Little dribbler once again, catcher gets to it, but Aldo once again is able to beat it out for a base hit, extending his hitting streak, as that's going to extend that one to 10 games, and Aldo is now 1 for 3 with a single on the day. Top half of the 6th, 9-0 lead. Here comes the pitch, right back up the middle. Pitcher gets out of the way just barely, and Sweet's got himself a single to pick up a 2-hit ball game. And at the end of this ball game, the Clippers end up winning 9-3 over the Mud Hens, and Aldo goes 2 for 5 with an RBI and 2 singles. And that's going to wrap things up here for episode 11 of the Aldo Sweet Road to the Show. We're going to leave things off here in August 2016, August 12th to be exact, as we are just had the rest of August, and then September left in the season, and minor league seasons don't stretch all the way through September like major league seasons do, so we don't have too much left in the season. Next episode will probably be the last episode of the regular season. I'm not sure if we will make the playoffs or not, but as you can see on your screen right now, you've got the attribute updates as our contact power, all that. You can see what we are. We are a 79 overall with boosts, and we are only a 76 overall without boosts, which is still pretty solid considering we started out as like a 53 overall or whatever we did when we very first started this franchise. And Aldo is currently hitting .283 on the season with 8 home runs, 48 RBI, has scored 42 times, and in 381 at-bats. Also has 7 stolen bases. I don't have base running turned on, so that's all just stolen bases that he's done in, like, Sims, because I don't have base running on because I think base running's boring. But with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for episode 11 of the Aldo Sweet Road of the show. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I'm saying goodbye.
You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.